It's Sunraysia footy time, and it's Andrew Willsmore from the farm at Linger. And I'll tell you what, it is lingering on, the fact that they haven't made the finals, the United Kangas, because they had to watch what was said by some as a bit of a dogged, uninspiring affair. For Orimple, they won't worry, but he's with me now. Andrew Willsmore, how are you?
G'day, mate. The race has been run and won, and it was pretty much a one-horse stampede. If you're an Orimple supporter, they ended up getting winning the top three grades, under 18 seconds and seniors in the Triple Crown. So they dominated it all day, and they'll still be celebrating.
Oh, I tell you what, it was, and the way they play their football, unlike the game, the prelim, where you blokes, it was a very, very good game, the high standard of football. They lock it down, and it was a mongrel game of football in the end. They won 10-5, 65 to 8-11. But I think if one tracks the score sheet, I think Wentworth kicked some late goals to make it look interesting.
They did. So Orimple jumped them early, kicked the first three. And they held that buffer all day. Never looked like losing the game, to be honest. I know Wentworth, they kicked the last three in the last 5 minutes to make it look somewhat close of a game, but on the scoreboard. But they never ever looked like losing. Totally dominated the game all day, controlled the footy. It was just a pretty uninspiring sort of game of footy to watch, I suppose, but you only got to win it. It doesn't really matter how you do it.
Well, Nick Pezzanetti, he's kicked his 50th goal for the year. He booted 5 for the game, and I think he was saying, making a statement, everyone's talked up how good Hancock is. Well, he got 3, but I think there's something to be read into that.
Yeah, he was good. Really good, Nick. I think probably a little bit stiff not to get the medal. That went to Tyson Giles, but to kick 5 out of the 10. So, look, he was really, really good. They said that afterwards maybe Hancock went in with some broken ribs, but he certainly tried his best, and he got his 3 goals, a couple from free kicks, but it doesn't matter how you get them. So, look, they were good. Orimple, like I say, they totally dominated the scoreboard and the game, and at no stage did they look like they were going to lose.
Like in the reserves, same thing, dominated the scoreboard, and only Imperials 4 in the last quarter, got some respectability in that game. It was probably even harder to watch for the fans if you're not a Swallows fan, but if you're a fan from any of the other clubs who were probably all hoping that the Imperials might win it, but it just wasn't to be.
No, Imperials, when you're 1 goal 5 at three-quarter time, 6 or 7 goals down, it just wasn't nice either. Thankfully, the netball was on then, and I snuck inside and probably watched the best game of the day.
Yes.
They totally. If the seniors were dominated, well, this was a total whitewash. They never looked like ever going to drop in that game. Imperials kicked 4 in the last quarter to once again make it look slightly respectable, but Orimple, total domination. And thankfully they got the monkey off their back. If you're an Orimple supporter, their last flag was in 2009, and they've played in 6 grand finals since and lost every one of them. So a couple to us. This was their 7th attempt in the last 13 years to win one, and they finally got the monkey off the back, and they got that well-deserved flag.
Yeah, good on the reserve grade for that effort from Orimple. And then the 18s, Orimple 10-8-68, thrashing Mildura 3-6-24. Another, let's just say the Swallows swallowed up everyone else in victory. Yeah.
Once again, mate. They started that game, and look, it continued on for the next 3 games, really. They've got a credible amount of depth in their kids, and they're very, very well coached. They're well drilled. They're well structured. They sort of replicate what they try and do in the reserves and the seniors, and they play really, really good footy. And to take about a premiership in the top 3 grades is a remarkable effort, but it's certainly a credit to someone that's running the show.
It certainly is. What about this in the 16s? The best match of the day, won by Mildura, 7-8-50. I should say won by Robinvale Euston, 9-4-58 to beat Mildura 7-8-50 in a great game of footy.
That was the close game of the day, mate. Yeah, not much in it and really tight all day. So for the kids to run around, that was certainly probably the best game of footy to watch, no doubt. And there's plenty of future stars there for the Robinvale boys that'll look forward to progressing up through the grades and playing some senior footy at some point.
Yeah, great stuff. And the kids from Wentworth in the 14s made it sure that Dalrymple didn't get a clean sweep of things. 10-4, 64 to 4, 7-31.
Yeah, spread it around a little bit. So most clubs got a tiny bit of silverware somewhere during the day. So, yeah, it was good for them kids as well. So we'll whether they stick with that structure in the juniors or we look to change it, we'll wait and find out. But well done to those kids. Good
stuff. Okay. Owen United Kangas and the awards day. It was a magnificent occasion and it was brilliantly won from seniors down to juniors. Bring it to us, Andrew.
So starting off in the seniors, we had an absolute nail-biter in that one. Everyone thought that Kane Stevens, who's won every bit of silverware in the league, Holcroft Lawyers Player of the Year in the St. Rasia Daily, he won the league medal player. He was in the team of the year. Everything that he possibly could win, he's won. And so we thought that this one might have been a little bit of a one-sided affair, but Dal certainly pushed him all the way. It came down to pretty much the last game, and I think they were 80 or 90 votes clear of everybody else, but those two fought it out. Kane ended up getting the chocolates with a three-vote win to take out the best and fairest from Dallas Wilsmore. They both had stellar seasons, so that was good to Kane. He's pretty well going to need a truck to take home all his medals and his trophies, but he's had a ripping year. So well done to Kane. In the reserves, we had Dave Jeffries, his first year at the club, married a local girl, came back, and the ruckman who went up and played some senior games, and when he came back to the reserves, he just dominated. Really, really good old-fashioned style ruckman that just gets the job done. So congratulations to Dave Jeffries in the reserves. And one of our favourites in the under-18s, Caleb Funfit Farnsworth.
Oh, you beauty, Caleb.
He comes from that back line and he just kept on running, grabbed the medal and headed for the hills. He had a ripping season, an absolute standout season off half-back. Just does his job. So that was fantastic for Caleb. Congratulations to him. And an up-and-coming future star. His dad was an absolute legend in Matty Brown, and young Finn Brown in the under-14s got the best and fairest there. So congratulations to Finn. He had an outstanding season as well.
Oh, well done. And to all of the kids that are progressing through, it's wonderful to see. Hope they do have a look at the age profiles next year, which is certainly going to help the clubs that are struggling for those numbers through 18s and 16s in that group. Well, it's been a marvellous year, and I've got to say, I want to ask a question. How do the seniors at the Kangas next year? You've recruited a lot of players, good players like Gregson has come to the club, and obviously Dallas has come back for the last couple of seasons. What do you now do? I know that you're the maestro of recruiting, and outside of salary cap and so on, how do you get the quality within the club? The juniors you need to keep, get back to the club if they end up going to town or to Bendigo. How do you improve the club to be, let's say, a grand finalist next year?
Yeah, well, we first and foremost, we try and hang on to what we've got, but we believe, and it's no secret, that some of our kids will probably head down to the Pioneers and pursue football at a higher level down there. So if we lose the likes of a Joel Grace and maybe a Jacko Shaughnessy, well, so be it. That's certainly where their best footy will be played, and hopefully one day they'll come back and have a kick. So might lose a couple of kids. Look, there's sure to be a couple of retirements. Hopefully not, but the Jardine boys made a comeback this year, and we're absolutely bloody rock solid. So we'll see how we go there. The Adelaide connection, Kane and Andre and Corey. It's a matter of trying to hang on to them. So I'm sneaking over next weekend to have a little sit down and have a chat, and over a quiet beer and just see where they're at. Everyone sort of wants to. Once the season's finished, they turn their phones off and just want a little bit of a spell for a few weeks. So we'll give them some time and space and sit down and see whether they want to come back. They've thoroughly enjoyed the year over here. So hopefully, mate, we can get them back and add to a few more as well. So, yeah, recruiting's always tough this time of year, but we'd like to finalise our coaching setup, which is in the process at the minute, and move forward from there. So, yeah, it's a bit of a juggling act, but give them time to breathe and then we'll be all over them.
All right, Joshy Gregg out of the K&T down at Naracoorte. He went out in a prelim final for second seam or first seam. You might have been actually. Do you reckon chance of him coming home?
There's talk of it, yeah. Josh, dual best and fairest back here and league medal winner as well, premiership player. So we spoke to him last year and he wanted to commit to another year down there. So he'll certainly get a phone call and we'll have a chat and we'll have a sit down and he's an absolute out-and-out star, quality player, absolutely. So, look, we'll try and, see what he's thinking and see if we can get him back. I think the other Mallee League over in
South Australia, yep, troubles there, yes.
I believe that they're about gone. So that could be an answer to some of our junior sort of dilemmas. I think if Murray will go up into the independents, there's no junior footy up there, I don't believe. So whether we can offer some of them kids, a kick over here. So run a bus or something or other. But, that'll be another recruiting type of thing that we'll have to do is look at bolstering our kids' numbers. And that could be one way that we can do it. So not only are we looking at senior players, we're looking at helping our kids out as well. And, we'll see how we go.
Great stuff. They certainly have got a good set of juniors at the Marrieville Bulldogs that winning the under-16 competition there. And so we'll wait and see just how this progresses. Great to have Andrew Willsmore on this year. I've really enjoyed your company and we'll look forward to having you back again in 2023. And what a good United Kangas season that is going to promise to be. We'll catch up with you then.
Righto, mate. Thank you very much for the year. Keep fighting the fight, whatever you're doing and pursuing, and all the best to you, mate. Have a cracking off-season.